Do the humans help King Kong too much in the Monsterverse? I came up with a completely different answer for most people, so let's see what you guys think. We're going to be going over the two movies that I rewatched just to get the answer to this question, that being the only two that Kong is really in the Monsterverse, Kong Skull Island and Godzilla vs. Kong. There's a lot more examples of what I'm going to talk about in TV shows and comics, but we're going to focus on the two movies right now. Starting off in 1973 with Kong Skull Island, there was a group of scientists and soldiers that united to explore a mystical island in the Pacific Ocean. Is trying to figure out if the Hollow Earth theory is real and if there are monsters beneath the surface. In the process of doing that, the military is dropping bombs on Skull Island, which is waking up all the skull crawlers. And he woke up a bunch of them, more than there would usually be, which pisses Kong off, so he destroys all the aircrafts. So far it seems like the humans are more of a pest than they are really helping him. That pisses off Packard, so he decides that Kong needs to die. Being extremely unsuccessful with killing Kong, blowing him up with napalm, the sound of the explosion woke up the same exact skullcrawler that killed Kong's parents. And of course, after being burnt to a crisp, Kong has to fight this thing now. So far, I'm not seeing any help from the humans. They're low-key ruining this man's life. Now, we do have to give some credit to the humans here when Kong falls into the chains and gets stuck. This is the part that people were talking about when they said that the humans help Kong way too much. As you see here, the Skullcrawler got the upper hand against Kong, and the humans will distract him. But in this case, we're not even really sure if Kong is gonna die or not. All we really know is that the Skullcrawler gave him a little kiss on the cheek. But I would still say, even at this point in the movie, Kong is just getting his life ruined by the humans rather than getting helped by the humans. On the upper hand, he finally got to kill the creature that single-handedly wiped out his parents. So I guess that's a dub. So the conclusion for Skull Island, did the humans help Kong? No, they ruined his fucking life. He would have been fine if the humans never showed up. Now it's time to talk about Godzilla vs. Kong. There's a lot to go over in this movie. So the good thing is, at least in Godzilla vs. Kong, they started off by trying to find Kong a new home, considering Skull Island was becoming inhabitable for the big ape, and they wanted him to survive. But then we skip to our first fight scene between Kong and Godzilla, and boy did they fuck Kong over. They have this man chained up on a boat, pumping drugs into this man, making him go to sleep, in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, which is literally home to the king of monsters himself, Godzilla. So in this case, I will say the humans fucked him over. They have him sitting on this boat like a glazed turkey, waiting for Godzilla to come eat his ass up. Pause. Wait, nah, eat his ass up, fuck it. Weirdly enough, Kong was holding his own in the water against Godzilla for a pretty good minute, which is pretty impressive when you're drugged and you can't breathe underwater. But they did end up having to save him, considering that this is Godzilla's territory, and he was going to drown Kong. Now in this case, is this really an assist from the humans when they're the ones that brought him out there? Well, it's kind of hard because without the humans, he wouldn't even have been in the ocean in the first place. Meaning they low-key just assisted Godzilla, literally delivering Kong to Godzilla on a silver platter in his territory. So in this case, I'll have to say they actually helped Godzilla out just a little bit. And the worst part about it all is that this transportation through the Pacific Ocean is ultimately unneeded, because at the end of the movie, Kong ends up in Hollow Earth anyway, which there's a direct port from Skull Island to Hollow Earth, meaning he really never needed the humans in order to go to Hollow Earth, since there was a portal in Skull Island. That's where all the skull crawlers were coming from. Now let's go over the Kong and Antarctica scene, because here again, they fuck over Kong. They tell him that his family might be down there, which ends up getting the humans and Kong both ambushed by some more bats. Save the humans from getting ambushed by one of the, which in turn they saved him. Now that is another instance of the humans helping Kong, but at the same time, like I said before, he wouldn't be in this situation if it wasn't for the humans, so technically they fucked him over. Near the end of the movie, we come up to the part where Kong has to save Godzilla, or else Mechagodzilla will give him the kiss of death and kill him. So it's mainly said from the Monsterverse fans that if Kong didn't help Godzilla, Godzilla would have died, and if Godzilla didn't help Kong, Kong would have died. But did everyone forget that Mechagodzilla was actually never after Kong? Matter of fact, Kong wanted to leave Godzilla alone and just go back to Hollow Earth. Gia convinced him to save Godzilla. If Kong left at that exact moment right there, Godzilla would have died and Kong would have been alive, considering Mechagodzilla doesn't give a fuck about Kong whatsoever. But since Gia convinced Kong to fight Mechagodzilla, that put Kong's life in danger. And at that point, yes, Godzilla did save Kong's life because Kong had to intervene to make sure that Godzilla didn't die. So in the collection of the movies with Kong in them, I will say that it does make sense for people to think that the humans are helping Kong a lot, because they do assist him. But at the same time, they're the same exact ones that put him in that situation, so without the humans, he would have been just fine. Comment down below, tell me what you think of this take. I love you guys, I'll see you guys later.